Hello everybody, this is Arthur, and today we're going to show you around this place called Mount Shasta. This right here is Vista Point, and it has a beautiful view of the valley this way. And we'll go over that way behind us to see an overlook into the valley to Mount Lassen. It's really lovely here. Unfortunately, we have a lot of smoke in the valley today, and I'm not sure we're going to see a whole lot, but we'll get started here in a moment. One of the things I want to share with you is my TV shows to DVD. And it's amazing how popular it's starting to get. I want to share with you some of the shows that are currently in a volume of 28. Yes, a volume of 28. I have enough shows that I can do a couple of volumes, but we're going to start with this one. And there are different shows. I'll show you in a moment, and then we'll show you a package of 4 top shows. That would be the 90th, the 100th, the 200th, and the 300th show. We're going to bring that out and show you, and you'll be amazed at all the bees here. They want to see these shows. They're saying, "Be here now." All right. I'm going to cut from here. And I'll be back in just a moment. So we're sitting here with these amazing boulders, and I do believe that there's some really creative things going on here with Mother Nature. And this tree is amazingly huge. So I want to talk a little bit about my TV shows. I got 6 of them, and a lot of them are available for me to do TV show to DVDs. And so we have a package of 28 shows. There's a volume. Everyone's marked. It's really awesome. Each one of them has a story of something that happened that was really odd in somebody's life, or what brought them to Mount Shasta. There's some real beautiful artwork from the seven wonders of Mount Shasta, and we have some shows that are, well, I will say, just over the hook, over the head, over the hook. Yeah, some of them you gotta say, pull my leg, because they're just unbelievable. And some of these shows are so real. Yes. So a lot of these people are from Mount Shasta, and their life story is what brought them to Mount Shasta and what they're doing here now. Now, let me see. There's Eugene Sway, And we're going to try to get a hold of him and see if he'd be interested in doing a DVD release. I have several of his shows talking about his clothing designs and his architect designs, and also the Telos University that he's presently working on. Bev Wilson from the Crystal Room, she talks to us, gives us a little story, and plays her crystal ball. And they're very beautiful. 2 tables. And each one has another tone. Each one has a tone. And they're made out of several different minerals. Crystal, gold, platinum. And let me see, who's another one that was really good? Oh, there's the Hollow Earth guy, Billy Fay. And he tells his story about how he was born in the inner earth. And they came out, put him in an adoption agency, about 5. Somebody adopted him. And he ends up with a military family who gets him involved in the military, the Air Force. And guess what his first mission was? To go to Area 51. We'll let him tell his story about his life and what he's doing. But I tell you, the big one. Say, who else do we have? My 90th show comes out really good. We talk about what brings you to Mount Shasta. We have several, well, we actually have a party. I was real surprised we had 50 people show up because I have service dogs, and we had other people who brought their dogs in. That was 11. And then we had the crew, a full crew, 5 people, cameras, 3 people, cameras, floor person, and then people in the back office, and of course we had our director. I tell you, that show was so good, you'll have to see it. The 90th show. We have the 100th show, the 200th show, and the 300th show in a package also, and then there are singles. If there's one show that you want to just take, you know, and then we have the singles. So I'm gonna take a break on that, and we're gonna show you these rocks, and then we'll show you some the overlook. Be right back. Be right back. How you doing, everybody? This is New Year's Eve. Wow. In 2016 to... So this is what I've been working on. TV shows to DVD, interviews. Eric Bergman, visiting with Adama, my 90th show, my 100th show, my 200th show. And I can't remember what's my 300th show is, but I'll find it. Anyway, welcome, 2017. Yeah! We're going to have a good time. It's going to happen. Everything you thought was going to happen will happen. So hopefully it's all good stuff that you've been wishing for. All right, well, I just want to let you know that I'm doing fine in my new office, and those back there are DVD covers. Just a few of them. Anyway, we'll see you in a little bit.
Has nothing whatsoever to do with the legends and the myths and the stories that are going around in Mount Shasta. That it's completely separate from that, because in 1985, when I was doing a PhD dissertation at UC Berkeley, I was looking for a name for this new kind of educational environment.
Wow.
And I found that in the Greek language, telos means purposefulness, or the final purpose.
The final purpose.
And telos, the name, also has a sense of futurism, telesis, telephone, telecommunication, telegraph, the sense of communication.
Right.
So I thought that was a good name for this school.
Wow.
And so now, 25 years later, actually 24 years later, we are creating the school itself.
Don't you find it quite fascinating that there's a telos underground up here?
It's an incredible coincidence.
Wow.
And,
well,
I have to admit that it is fascinating how that comes together.
Well, somehow in the future,
there's a crossing of paths.
Yes.
Of the very individualized education center and the sense of the myth and legend and folklore of Mount Shasta.
Wow, that's
so I
incredible.
find that very curious.
You will be reading your book here in another century or so. So you want to create this new type of school. How does that relate to your research about the planet?
Well, because part of the reason for the school is that we need to find ways to save our planet. We have to find ways to survive the future.
Right.
And so the school, in many different aspects of the school, the school deals with ecology, with design, with athletics, with music, with sciences, with telecommunications, like film, with radio and television, with languages and social activism. All of these things come together into one cohesive environment for education.
Wow.
And so what we're trying to do is to find ways to create a school setting that allows students and teachers and the general public to come to an area that is searching for solutions to age-old problems. Problems like overpopulation, problems like social injustice, like ageism, and so on. So we're creating a new kind of educational environment that allows people to test these solutions and to go out into the community, into the world, and see and find solutions to these age-old problems.
Well, I think you're right on the right track here. Hey, with all the research and global traveling what makes you want to build here at this place of Mount Shasta and Weed?
Right. Well, I've been coming here as a visitor for about 9 years, and in 1999, I was here, and there was some talk about a school, and a realtor heard that and said, well, you've got to come with me and take a look at some of these areas. And so when I saw the Juniper Valley area next to Lake Shastina, I knew that was the spot that I was looking for.
Wow.
And then I went back to China to teach ecological design at the university there, and in my travels back and forth from China and the USA, I was able to accumulate this property, which is now 170 acres of land to start the school. And so, it came very sort of accidentally in certain ways that the timing just sort of unfolded, and meeting these certain people really helped me to form the initial concept for the school.
Right. Wow, that's exciting. So you named it Telos because it's in results.
I named it Telos because the real purpose of everyone's life in being here on the planet, I think, is to find your purpose in life. And so the name telos, meaning purposefulness or the final purpose, seemed like the perfect name for a school, because you go to school to be educated, to help you to find your purpose in life.
Yes, sir, righty.
And so now, since the social state of the planet is so dire that we need to not only find our own purpose, but also link that with the final purpose of the planet, which is survival.
Survival.
And whatever that may mean, a social peace, it means... And it's about 10 meters deep, which is about 33 feet deep in the ground.
In the ground.
Now, why is it in the ground? Because the ground supplies cooling and heat in the wintertime. So it maintains a temperature of about 55 to 59, 60 degrees year-round. So that means when it's sweltering hot outside, 100 more degrees, that it's still around 60 to 70 degrees inside.
Wow!
And then in the wintertime, it's about that too. So when it's minus, it's below zero outside, it's still going to be about 55 to 59 degrees.
Still sweaty weather for me.
And why? Because we want to eliminate mechanical power and electricity for heating and cooling.
Very good.
And so that's the whole idea. True zero energy heating and cooling.
That's a good idea.
And then also the building has multiple enclosed rooms that are solar oriented. Has something like 44 double stacked areas for offices, for laboratories, for archives, library, housing, dormitories.
You can live there.
Yes, you can live there. Up to, I think there are something like over 100 apartments to live in.
Wow!
There. And then the size also allows for a 50-meter swimming pool, for testing water vehicles, for testing sports athletes. We would like to invite world-class athletes to come to the facility to do testing for their sport. We'd like to invite musicians to come to experiment with composition.
Let's play that game.
And can you imagine being in a studio and designing or doing your research and having prominent bands and world-class athletes competing and doing research by themselves, and being able to see that on a moment-to-moment basis.
Wow, that's exciting.
So it's truly a center for many different factions of achievement to come together to share their ideas, share their knowledge. And you must think, well, what is a competitor? What does an Olympic athlete have to share to a musician or an architect?
They can run with the music.
The whole idea is interdisciplinary program.
Right.
That is that we are finding ways to make links between athletics, music, science, ecology, all of those things, so that we borrow from each other.
Okay.
So that the positioning of your body, for instance, when you want to achieve a certain movement, that is structure, that's form, and that's a living organic process.
Right.
So if you interpret that into let's say architectural structure, then you're seeking a whole nother alternative to develop ideas.
Okay.
And so the athlete is sharing their knowledge with the designer is sharing their knowledge with the musician is sharing the knowledge with the scientist, and so there is this interdisciplinary interconnectedness that happens at the school, which very few schools in the world really have.
They don't do that.
They don't make the links between activities and ways of thinking.
It's like they're all in their little compartments.
That's right. And so what we want to do is to interconnect these many ideas together and to link that with the community, to create social activism, to create television and films to spread the discoveries of the school. And so all of these things can come together and benefit the local communities in ways. For instance, we know that in Mount Shasta, many young people who graduate from high school leave the area because because there's no jobs. There's no higher education facility that is a 4-year or 6-year or 8-year program.
Right.
Well, we plan to create an answer to that by creating a school that will also have areas of artistic endeavor. We'll have inventions. One program we want to set up is the patent program. That is, students and other people can come in, patent their ideas, and work out with the school an agreement that the school receive 1/7 of the patent, the income from patents, and they keep 6. The ones or 6/7 of it. Right. So that way the school is able to continue itself, continue on financially, and the student is now an inventor who is creating new inventions for the world. So we're using creativity as a basis for survival. Top that allows you to adjust your temperature and humidity inside. And I've made some modifications to normal capes because, for instance, there's this harness here that allows you to move your hands so the cape doesn't fall off your shoulders as most capes do, or if a large wind comes along, it goes. If you design clothing, then shouldn't you also understand how your human body works? So your human body has cold and hot areas where you sweat, where things are more active. And so in your chest and under your armpits, as everyone knows, that's where your sweat and heat collect. So our clothes ought to have natural air conditioning areas which allow your body to cool itself. And this is one example of how those principles work in clothes. Also, you notice.
So, a woman's day. So
well, you still make my day, but you know, this guy is so beautiful now.
He is beautiful.
Can we see Eugene? Let's look at Eugene. There he is. Oh my God.
Well, let me tell you, Arthur, this isn't just for show and entertainment. This is a prototype for a photovoltaic solar suit.
And that means that you can get in your own electric car and take off.
No, it means that you can wear your own electrical generating clothing.
Right.
And so this suit in total can generate about 180 watts of renewable energy.
No wonder
it's enough to power several computers and cell phones and even power tools. A doctor actually came up to me one of my other lectures saying that this would be great for those people who are physically disabled, who need a power source to create nerve energy or to create heart. A pacer, that sort of thing.
Wow.
So there are all sorts of unique purposes for this. So I just wanted to show this to you so that you could see that it's not just talking about the environment, it's actually doing something about it. Your daily life, what can you do with the clothes you wear, the bicycles you drive, the car you drive, whatever it might be, those can all contribute to this overall.
So what can we see today? Well, that's maybe a mile away. And the 4 ranges of mountains that we could see yesterday. It's only one range, and way out there is another range. It's all smoking. We have fire somewhere out there. There's a story and we're sticking to it. There's fire coming this way to Mount Shasta. Wow. Stay tuned. You get to see it yet. Yesterday was a big backfire. And boy, it boomeranged at home. And as you see, we're still in the smoke. And that's all for now, folks. Well, our nice blue sky is gone. And this is September 2nd. And you can see